Hi everybody, Todd Whitting again. Height is about 5'9", weight right now about 225, and getting ready for North Americans, 6 weeks out. Trained back today with Jeff, and I'm at a gym that I've never trained at before and found some pieces of equipment that I've never really used before. Started out with like a pull down machine, lat pull down machine. There was a little bit of a different movement with free weights, and it was more upright than like a hammer strength than I've used before. So that was different. Nice to switch things up a little bit. And then I went into just some normal free weight barbell rows. Did a few sets of those. I don't even know. I didn't even go up to 315. Did a few sets of those. Felt pretty good. Just getting a good squeeze and keeping it in control. Energy's starting to get a little bit low right now. Still trying to push it intense, but my rep range is probably getting a little bit higher than it typically does. Just because I don't want to do anything stupid at this point in time when I'm maybe not thinking so clearly and being stupid. I don't want to tear a muscle, hurt myself. Done that too many times. But after those rows, we went to a row machine, a chest-supported row machine that was a little bit different setup than the one that I have at my gym at home. So it had a little bit different feel. It was less upright of a row, or less like of a horizontal, and more of like standing up a little bit straighter up. So I had a little bit different feel. Probably hit my lats a little bit lower, but it was a good feel, good switch up. And that was our third exercise. Then we went to just a traditional, like a cable pulley pull down, and I went with a narrow grip. I've started incorporating those more into my routine over the last couple of years. I think I always was in the mindset of wide grip gets wide lats, and I don't necessarily think that that's 100% true. I think sometimes you lose some of the contraction and use a little bit more shoulder muscle when going wide like that. So I've started doing more of a narrow grip, and I think it's really helped me to keep the tension on the rhomboids. But dude, it's still getting a lat pull. So did that, and then just kind of did some rope pull downs just to finish off my workout and get some blood flow and stretch. I always kind of like to do something at the end that incorporates a good deep stretch and a lot of blood flow, just to kind of end my workout with a lot of nutrients going into the muscle. And that was it. Then we went and did a little bit of posing, which is getting better. Posing's feeling a little bit more natural, which I just got to keep practicing, keep doing it. Feel like I'm getting tighter, going in the right direction. I think at this point in time, it's just a matter of a couple pounds for me makes night and day difference. I think sometimes I get a little bit hard on myself, and I look at myself and I think, man, I'm not really where I should be or where I need to be. And I looked back from 2015 when I got third at North Americans, and I feel like I looked like dog shit about 6 weeks out. I did. I looked at pictures and I was like, oh my God, this is embarrassing. And then I saw 2 weeks later at like 4 weeks out, I'm like, how is that even possible? So I guess it just reminded me that I need to stay the course and trust my process and just keep pushing hard. Just keep pushing through it. and it'll all come together. So that's where I'm at right now. Not exactly where I want to be, but I think in 2 more weeks I'll be where I feel pretty darn good about myself.
Have you done any adjustments to your diet the past 2 weeks with?
Very, very minor. I've pulled just a little bit of fat, and I've pulled just a little bit of carbs. And I was doing like a cheat meal every 10 days or so there in the beginning, and I stopped doing that. And instead of doing that, I just have like a day where I'll add about an extra 150 carbs just throughout my meals, and I feel like that for me just throws my body off less. Like I have less of a drastic like a rebound. Sometimes after a cheat meal, like doing like a massive meal with a bunch of sodium and a bunch of sugar and a huge influx of carbs all at once, I get really bloated in my midsection, and it takes a day for that to kind of go down, and it just doesn't make me feel good. Whereas if I spread it out throughout the day and keep my carb sources the same as it has been throughout my diet, my digestive system works better that way, and it helps to kind of then fill me out and give me a little bit of energy to keep me going again. Makes me feel alive again.
Yeah. How has it been with prepping? I mean, obviously this is the first for everyone, but prepping with the pandemic going on and all the COVID shit.
Yeah.
The added stress from that.
Oh, it's definitely stressful.
Yeah.
Dude, you're seeing shows get canceled left and right. The show that I'm gonna have to do, the Kuklo Classic, to requalify a week out from North Americans, is scheduled to be at a high school. It's probably not going to happen. Reality is it's probably going to be outside in a tent like the Michigan was, which is fine, but it's just going to be different, right? I mean, the lighting's totally different. The atmosphere is going to be totally different. There's no backstage. It'll be a different experience, but hopefully that goes on. Hopefully I can do that and requalify and then do North Americans. But it's just like they changed the venue at North Americans, so you got to cancel reservations and call and get new ones.
Just so people understand, like the average person who might be, or people who haven't competed a lot, it's you're not complaining about, but you like structure, especially.
Oh yeah.
You want everything the same.
Sure. I'm a very structured person as it is, and when it comes to prep, you try to keep all the variables to a minimum, and you try to have everything planned out to a T. And right now it's like, you know what? I can't control venues, and I can't control if shows are going to go on or if they're going to get the date changed. All I can do is stick to my diet. And then, you know what, the other aspect of it too is the gyms, right? Like just yesterday, there's a few gyms in Michigan that we heard they got shut down. Luckily, the gym that I train at and this gym here, they're still open. But any second now, somebody could bust in here and say, you guys got to close up. You just don't know, right? So it's like every morning you check Instagram and see like your gym's page and see if they made an announcement like, gym's closed, got to train at home. Okay, can I do this, or do I just scratch it and wait till 2021? I don't know. So there's a lot of that in the background, like just a lot of noise that can cause some stress. And I'm doing my best to just not worry about things that I can't control.
How about affecting like being like working? You have professional, you work a professional job, working from home, and on top of this, your first prep with your daughter, right?
Yeah.
So what's that like, prepping?
So the working from home thing, yeah, I've been working from home since March 16th, I believe, and it's getting old. I mean, I'm sick of just being at home all day, every day. The one good thing about it, though, I would say, is it makes my diet easier because I don't have to. I'm home all the time. I don't even have to. I don't have to carry around Tupperware except for like today, traveling to this gym. But normally, my day to day throughout my work week, I'm at home and I've got food in the fridge and I cook it and make it and eat it when I need it. So that aspect of things is easier. But just like the mental aspect of just being at home all the time is pretty stressful.
Like Zoom meetings in shorts, or?
Oh, nobody sees. Well, I mean, yeah, I do some Zoom meetings, and dude, I can, as long as I got the shaved head now, so it's like I do shower, but I wouldn't have to. I mean, I look clean, I think, I hope. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't have to put on dress clothes every day. I'm in t-shirt and shorts every day.
Are you one of those guys?
And that's totally fine.
Obviously, you're busy, not with the business people. Are you one of those guys like every morning you get up at 8 o'clock no matter what, and you're very regimented with that, or?
Yeah, I still get up. I'm not as early as I would if I had to drive, but I'm up at like 7 every morning, so that I'm.
And plus, your daughter's not sleeping.
Yeah, and my daughter doesn't sleep past 7:30 anyways, so she's getting me up even if I'm not wanting to get up.
So how
She's
about,
my alarm clock.
like, that side of things about training and prepping and doing food prep with a daughter who has no idea you're prepping or anything.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it would be a lot harder, but she doesn't care. You know, if I don't eat a cookie with her, it's not the end of the world. And she's 3, so I can act like I'm taking a bite, and she's cool. And she doesn't usually want to share with me anyways, right? A lot of times she's like, here, Daddy, and she'll hand me a bite, and then she'll take it, right? So she cares about herself. She doesn't care. Yeah, that's normal for that age. She doesn't care if I'm eating ice cream with her. It doesn't matter. So it's going all right.
You realize you're different kind of than our dads or your bodybuilding stuff, or has she caught on to that yet, or no?
I mean, she likes to flex and show her muscles, right?
Okay, so that's fun.
But yeah, I don't think she has any concept of me competing or anything like that.
I gotcha. Okay, man. Well, I'm glad everything's going well, and
Yeah.
you're trying to stay as mentally together.
For sure.
Let's talk about that, but how, like, explain to people what it's like 6 weeks out, and mentally what that's like at this point when you're, prepping for a show, and what that's like.
Mm-hmm.
Like the process of kind of, looking at yourself and second guessing and what that's like. And
Yeah, I mean, I think for
everyone goes through.
for myself, it's like I've been dieting, I've been training hard for 6 or 8 weeks already, and to a certain extent, you're just a little bit run down. I don't care how much food you're eating, the monotony of eating the same foods and just dieting and being in that mode, it starts to wear you out a little bit. And I think it's real easy to have some negative thoughts creep up in your mind, and like I was saying earlier, like second guess if you're there or if you're not there, or if you're ahead of schedule or behind schedule. And sometimes you just gotta ask somebody else. You get somebody else's opinion. But for the most part, I mean, I'm prepping myself, so I just have to trust my intuition.
Well, like you were saying, your body would change throughout the day, right?
Yeah,
Like when you-
yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. So, like, if you have a prep coach and you send them pictures, I mean, my body could change and look different in pictures from 15 minutes to the next 15 minutes to 2 hours later. So for a prep coach to be making those decisions of what to do with your diet and your cardio and supplements and all that stuff based on that snippet in time that you choose to send them, I don't know. I something about that makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable. Whereas when I'm looking at myself 24 hours a day, or not 24 hours a day, but multiple times throughout the day, before meals, after meals, morning, noon, night, I feel like I have a pretty good sense of being able to take like what the average is and say that that's probably where I'm at, not the morning when I'm super tight or late at night when I'm maybe, I've got 6 meals in me and I'm well hydrated. It's somewhere in between. And it's not right after I work out and I'm all pumped up and vascular and, so I don't know. That's part of having no coach that's maybe difficult, but at the same time maybe guides me in the right direction better than having a coach that isn't seeing me all the time and is basing his decisions off of maybe something that's not 100% accurate.
Well, good deal. People you'd like to thank for?
Man, I'm just happy to be working out. Kind of doing this on my own, man. Just happy to be able to train, healthy enough to train. My gym's open. Shows are still planning to go on, and I'm just happy that that's where I'm at right now, and keep trudging along one day at a time.
Okay, well, good deal. We'll catch up with you in a few weeks. But...
Thanks, Jeff.